Oh my gosh, thank you so much for clicking on this video. First of all, the first thing I've got to do on here, oh my god, oh, don't you just love the inside of books, the way they smell? They just smell so, oh my goodness. Am I the only one? I'm gonna review this book, this beautiful book called An Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Paquin. I can't really pronounce the last name, so correct me if I'm wrong. I like to read off the internet. Oh, it just closed out on me. It says, seeking women ages 18 to 32 to participate in a study on ethics and morality. Generous compensation. I'm gonna keep you anonymous is what that word says. When Jessica Faris signs up for a psychology study conducted by the mysterious Dr. Shields, she thinks all she's got to do is answer a few questions, collect her money, and leave. But, oh, is she in for it? I'm going to start off this review by talking about the characters. Jess, is a makeup artist in a company called Buzz Beauty. So one day, Jessica is at a client's house. Now, this is a college student, so she has her friend there, and her phone rings, and her friend reminds her that the next day she has this paid testing thing to go to, and the girl who's getting her makeup done is like, it's only $500, man. All that's gonna get me is like a couple of sweaters. And so Jessica, living in the studio, is like, bruh, I could use that $500. Acting like money ain't an object. So she's like, whatever. When the client goes in the bathroom, checks her makeup, Jessica checks her phone, looks at the voice message, listens to it, gets the date and time and address of where the test is going to be, goes there the next day, pretends to be the client's friend, and ends up taking the test and getting paid for it. So it starts off nice, and we get this vibe that Jessica is, you know, she's making money, she's struggling, she's not well off, but, you know, she's trying, and her family, picture perfect family, except the sister is disabled. And there's some secrets that come out about how the sister is disabled, which, in all actuality, I don't know, you gotta read it. Then Dr. Shields is painted as this perfect, like, elegant woman who's got it all together. Like I said, they describe her voice as a silvery tone. I don't know what that is, but I feel it when I read it. And she's just very elegant and beautiful and slender, and just, she's like, they literally paint her like actually perfect in this book. And I feel it when I read it. You get these two, and Dr. Shields is who I'm talking about when I'm talking about the silvery tone. And she's depicted as perfect, and literally, like, she knows everything before it happens. She has an answer for everything, and she never sounds like she's frustrated, irritated, or annoyed, or mad. She's always pleasant and polite, and it's very freaking weird. Then they paint the picture of how they are now, but then as the book progresses, we start to see what really is going on. Now, usually someone who has studied psychology and goes in depth with just the study of people in general think they know a lot about people, and they do. And in this book, Dr. Shields really uses that to her advantage, and I think that she was the actual most broken one. I think she was the one that doesn't know herself, even though she knows everyone else. And I say this because of her attachment to her husband, Thomas. And spoiler alerts, the whole reason that she is conducting a real life morality test. Now let me backtrack. At the beginning of the book, Jessica was giving a morality test, subject 52, which is Jessica, over the computer. But then Dr. Shields convinces her to take it to real life and actually be a subject in a real life situation, in a real life test, and she gets paid for it. Hold that thought. This whole big huge thing is it's just to see if her husband will cheat on her again. The reason I say that she doesn't know herself is because she is just centering her life around her husband and literally making someone else's life capture her husband too. It's crazy. It's just, obviously you're not right in the head. You're not like sane. You know, you don't know who you are if you're sitting there studying someone else. You're sitting there studying, trying to figure out if someone's going to cheat on you again, their tendencies. Like, you don't, I mean, if you think they're going to cheat on you, why don't you just break up with them? Well, in my opinion, I think that she was obsessed with her husband all along. Like, it was something. It was an unhealthy type of love. And even he couldn't get away from it because of her grips and her holds on him. I think that this book, the concept, the plot, the main plot is very realistic. Like people think that psychopaths and sociopaths are supposed to be scary and ugly looking people, but I think they are the most perfect, well put together person, you know? Just because someone doesn't seem like they're angry or mad or annoyed ever doesn't mean that maybe they also don't seem happy or excited. Or we put the fact that someone's not angry or sad and we're like, oh, they're a really great person, they never seem sad. But if they also never seem happy, wouldn't you think that they're emotionless? And if they're emotionless, wouldn't you think they're a sociopath? So that's what I get for Dr. Shields. She was kind of emotionless, but she had an elegance and a swag about her. But at the same time, at the end, we see how crazy she gets. And the funny thing about this book is it's based on the real life, like a morality test. Like Dr. Shields puts Jessica, she sets her up. There's a scene where she tells Jessica to be dressed really nice and goes to a bar and tries to flirt with this guy and gets the guy to take her home or something like that. So she's literally making her do these things that's not ethical. It's like, okay, you are the one that's giving the morality test. Is it ethical for you to put this woman in a situation like that? If you're trying to test her morality, it's like, for what? How does Jessica not think like, okay, if everything is going to be confidential, then why are you even doing this study? For your own good? What sense does that even make? Like, oh my gosh, I just came to a new revelation. As far as this book goes with that whole morality thing, like I was going to say, like throughout the book, Jessica is trying to seem moral to her. So she's rethinking everything and she's like trying to be morally correct the whole time. And at the end of the book, she turns on the one person that was the actual most moral, sincerest person the entire time in the book. And she turns on him and it's crazy. So I really liked this book. I really love these two together. I actually read The Wife Between Us. Did I say that in the last book review? I love them. I love Grit and Sarah. Yes, I had to look back at the book to see Sarah's name. Sorry. Something that really worked in this book for me was the two perspectives, the two narrators. We get to see Jess's point of view and we get to see Dr. Shields' point of view. And then we get to see Dr. Shields' point of view from Jess and Jess's point of view from Dr. Shields. And it's just like, wow, like doing that really brings the characters together. They did a really good job. Like, who'd have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Spit just fly out my mouth. Even though Dr. Shields seems perfect and is nice and cool, there's this undertone that doesn't feel right about her. So you're on the edge all the time when you're reading, and that's one of the reasons you keep turning the dang page. And it's page turner. If you're getting paid money to do something, think about why you're getting paid. Like, I don't know. I think this book was an A+. I think that if there was something above an A+, this book should get it. I love this book. If anyone says they hate it, we can't be friends. I'm just kidding. I think these two are great together. I think the characters are very well developed. Like, I was in the book. Like, I literally don't know what to do with my life now because the book is over. And I have another book that I'm going to read. It's totally not like this at all. It's from a totally different author, and I'm scared it's not going to be as good as this book. Hopefully it is. I'm going to do a review on it. So that's the last book that I have. So that means I have to buy another one. So I'm either going to take a suggestion from one of you guys and, you know, give me a nice suspense thriller or romantic book. Leave it in the comments, and if I like it, I'll review that book. If I don't get anything, then I'm going to read The Wife Between Us again and do a review on that. So maybe that's something we can do together. If you would like to read that book with me and then watch the review that I'm going to do. So thank you guys for watching this video. This book was outstanding. It's outstanding. I love this book. I'm going to definitely keep this and reread it. Is there anything else I can say about this book? There's a lot to it. I look back at the laptop. There's another message. I almost gasped. How does Dr. Shields know? I abruptly push back my chair and start to stand up. Then I get how he figured it out. It must have been my hesitation before I started typing. Dr. Shields realized I rejected my initial thought and chose a safer response. I pull my chair back toward the computer and exhale slowly. Another instruction creeps on this page. Go beyond the superficial. It was crazy to think Dr. Shields could know what I'm thinking. I tell myself, being in this room is obviously playing with my mind. It wouldn't feel as weird if other people were around. You need to read this book. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're looking for good writing, you should read this book. Why do I read? I read so that I become a better writer, and I read for entertainment purposes. And this is a great book. And it smells good too. Okay? So subscribe to my channel for more videos. Also, my nails are black because I dyed my hair black. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out. It's really cool and funny. I had braids. It's a hair transformation video. Watch that.